Okay, so these are the back muscles. You have, we're just going to do superficial so far. So you have your trapezoids that run closer to your spine, and then you have your deltoids that are closer to the shoulder. And they are separated by the levator scapulae. So it always goes clavo, acromio, spino for both the trapezoids and the deltoids. So like I said, these are closer to the spine, so these are your trapezoids. So you have your clavotrapezius, and then your acromiotrapezius is this one. So this one and this one. So sorry, clavotrapezius. It's not usually separated like this, it's usually like one big thing.
Together.
Yeah. And then you have your acromiotrapeziuses right here and right here. Then you have your spinotrapezius. It's not separated, but if you see there's a line right here, that line right there, this one right here, not this, but from this line to here, that's your spinotrapezius. So it's like a triangle kind of. And then, like I said, they're separated by levator scapulae, and then you have your deltoids. So you have your clavodeltoid, acromiodeltoid, and spinodeltoid. So clavo, acromio, spino.
And this is the levator scapula?
Clavo, acromio, spino. Clavo, acromio, spino. Clavo, acromio, spino. Clavodeltoid, acromiodeltoid, spinodeltoid. Clavotrapezius, acromiotrapezius, and spinotrapezius. So
And what was this one again?
Yeah, the trapezoids and the deltoids are separated by the levator scapulae.
Elevator scapula?
Levator, L-E-V-A-T-O-R, levator. And then when you open up his back, so when you go deeper into his shoulders, you see this. These are your rhomboids. So this long one that's separated from all of them is your rhomboideus capitis. And then this one that's kind of deep is your rhomboideus cervicus.
And what's his background?
And then you have this
Rhomboideus minor
versus this triangle. So remember, minor surrounds a major, so this is your rhomboideus minor. And then this triangle right here is your rhomboideus major. Then we have your scapula. This is part of your scapula. So if you were to feel it, you can feel the spine is like right here. So this is your supraspinatus. And then, so this whole thing right here is the scapula, right? So supraspinatus, here's the spine. Infraspinatus should be...
Will we see it?
Wait. Just kidding. Spine goes down here. Sorry. Spine goes right here. So you have the so you see how it's kind of white right here? So that's your supraspinatus, sorry, and that's your infraspinatus.
Okay. Oh, be careful with your hair. I think it's getting all over the cat shoes.
So when you see this line, that's your spine of your scapula. Supraspinatus on top, infraspinatus below.
Is that the distinction right there?
Yeah, right here.
It's dark. Okay.
That white, you see how it's really white?
Yeah.
And then you have your teres major, this big chunk. And then in there, if you were to put the pointer in there, that would be the teres minor.
Teres minor.
So just if you see a pin that's like stuck in there, that's teres minor. And then you have this muscle right here is your subscapularis, for the subscapular fossa. So subscapularis, supraspinatus, infraspinatus, teres major, and in between is the teres minor. Now when you look at the teres major, you can also see it from the side view. So right here. Here's your teres major, right? You can see it, sorry, from here. You can even see it from this view. So if they were to open up the arms like this, it's this whole chunk right here. So this big chunk right here is teres major. And then this is subscapularis that we saw back there. So you can see these two muscles from different views. You see that?
And would this be, like, say right here, what is the
That goes back to your serratus ventralis and all that stuff, and then you have the scalenes, but this side's not dissected.
Okay.
But yeah. So.
Serratus ventralis.
Yeah. Okay. So was that clear about these? Okay. Then you have this muscle right here. So remember, this is the. Do you remember what this is called?
Spinotrapezius.
Spinotrapezius. Yeah. So you have these flaps that kind of look like wings. It's cut right here, but it's supposed to go all the way to here. So they're cut, but this is your latissimus dorsi. So if you see something that looks like wings, those are your latissimus dorsi.
It's from here to there, right?
Yeah, so this whole thing, oh there, do you see the spinotrapezius?
Okay, yeah.
So this is your latissimus dorsi, but they cut it. It's supposed to go all the way under. Yeah, so it should be going all the way. The reason they cut it is so that you can see the serratuses and the scalenes. Yeah, so the wings are the latissimus dorsi.
Latissimus dorsi.
Do you remember what this is?
External oblique.
Abdominal oblique. Yeah. So this big chunk of muscles, so from my hands to the forceps, collectively these are called the erector spinae because they keep your spine erect.
And it's straight.
Well, yeah, just because they
erector
keep
spinae?
your spine erect and straight. So that's your erector spinae. The erector spinae is made up of the iliocostalis and the longissimus dorsi. So there's this one on the edge. You see how there's different chunks right here? So this one on the edge and this other one on the edge. So these two, 1, 2, those are your iliocostalis. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So in between the two iliocostalis, you have the longissimus dorsi. So from here all the way up to here, all of those are your longissimus dorsi.
Oh, it's one muscle?
I think it has many heads, but collectively it's just the longissimus dorsi, and then you have the two iliocostalis on the edge. All together, they're called erector spinae.
Oh, okay.
And then I saw this on the lab book was called the dorsal fascia. It's just the fascia that's on the dorsal side.
Okay.
And I think that's a long video.